Hello and welcome to this edition of Tips and Tricks. Now, today I'm talking about the angle of the hook set, and that is to the side. I just did that one on the hook set, letting them load up. Well, this is sort of a follow-up, and the fact that when they do load up, the best way to hook them, and that is to the side. Now, the reason you want to go to the side is because you have a lot more force and a lot more room to actually set your hook when you go to the side than if you're going straight up. I mean, even if you come from down here straight up, you only have a little bit of room, and you're pretty much working it, with your arm. When you get a bite and they've loaded up and you go do the hook set to the side, you have a lot more room to go and a lot more force behind it, because you can actually, you watch most of the pros when they get a fish in that, they're hooking it to the side. It might be a little bit up, not all the way, but they're going to the side. And this works, of course, with active baits. It's a little bit easier because usually if you hold them at an angle, your line's to the side, so when a fish does hit, you're kind of naturally going to go to the side with the hook set. But even when you're fishing jigs or plastics or drop shot or something, well, drop shot, not always the side, because sometimes you're straight down and you're just kind of reeling into them. But with jigs and worms, you might be working it straight up like this, but when you feel that hit and you reel down and let them load up, don't come back up like this to set the hook. Actually let them load up and then turn and come to the side. Because like I said, you have a lot more room, there's a lot more force, and you have a lot more control, especially once you get them hooked to start fighting them, because then you can actually bring it up here if you want, or you can keep fighting them. If you come up there and all of a sudden you get them and you hook them at the top, you're kind of like trying to get into them, you're trying to get to the... So I'm telling you, during the hook set, the angle you want to go is to the side. It's a lot more force, and like I said, if you watch most of the pros and a lot of fishing shows, they're going to the side when they set a hook. I found over the years, you go to the side, you get much better hook. They're usually further back. You can get a lot more force and really drive it in behind that jaw or even through their gill plate. So the angle of the hook set, to the side. I hope this helps. Until next time. All right. After the FLW, I'm coming here to shore, and I catch this big boy. It's probably about a 4.5, might be a 5. See what happens when it's not tournament day. It's so easy to I just threw out there in this little spot about 5 feet from shore and caught this big boy on a little 4-inch gotcha stick, flicking it just the way I was in the tournament. Well, at least I did catch one big Clear Lake bass after the tournament.